Okay, get this. The common red fox, the one you might see trotting through your backyard, is literally changing its face to live in our cities. I'm looking at a study here that says its skull is physically evolving. Wait, what? Evolving? Like right now? You're telling me their heads are actually shrinking and their snouts are getting stubbier just because they decided to move into London? No way. That's wild.
That is exactly what the science is suggesting. We're your hosts from the Mammal Atlas, and today we're diving deep into one of the most successful, most adaptable, and now apparently most rapidly changing carnivores on the entire planet. Okay, you have my full attention. Let's get into this because that skull fact just completely broke my brain. Yeah, and it all boils down to this one central question we're going to try and unravel today. Just how in the world did Vulpes vulpes, the red fox, manage to conquer pretty much the entire globe? To figure it out, we've got to follow the clues. All right, so clue number 1. First things first, we need to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of their domination. It's honestly hard to even comprehend. Okay, so you see this number, 45 plus? That's not 45 foxes, obviously. We're talking about more than 45 recognized subspecies. Think about that. It's like a massive global empire, and each subspecies is its own regional division, perfectly adapted to its little corner of the world. And that empire, it is just vast. We're talking nearly 70 million square kilometers. They're found everywhere from the freezing Arctic Circle all the way down to the deserts of North Africa, and then all the way across Europe, Asia, and North America. It's staggering. So bottom line, they are pretty much the definition of a global species. They're everywhere except Antarctica. They've somehow cracked the code to living almost anywhere on Earth. But how? How did they do it? Well, that brings us perfectly to clue number 2, their unbelievable flexibility. These guys are the ultimate survivalists. And the best place to see that in action is to look at what they eat. Right, okay, so in the animal kingdom, you've basically got specialists and generalists. A specialist, think of a lynx that pretty much only eats snowshoe hares, is incredibly good at that one thing. But what happens if the hare population crashes? The lynx is in big, big trouble. Exactly. But a fox is the ultimate generalist, and this is really the core of their strategy. Just look at this menu. They eat, well, everything. Small mammals are the biggest chunk, sure, rodents, rabbits, but then you've got insects, fruit and berries, birds and their eggs, and look at that slice for scavenged and human food. In cities, they're feasting on our garbage, leftover pizza, pet food. They are truly a culinary Swiss Army knife. And here's the crazy part. Even though they're generalists with their diet, they have these incredibly specialized, almost superpower-like hunting techniques. This pounce is it's unbelievable to watch. They use those huge ears to pinpoint a mouse under a foot of snow, then they leap up and bam, straight down. It's like a heat-seeking missile powered by sound. And get this, scientists think they actually align themselves with the Earth's magnetic field to improve their accuracy. How cool is that? Okay, let's move on to clue number 3, and you'll see how all this starts to connect. It's not just about an individual fox surviving, it's about making sure the next generation thrives, and their family playbook is a huge key to their success. This part is so fascinating to me. We think of them as these sly, solitary hunters, right? But they actually form these really strong monogamous pair bonds. Many of them mate for life. And the male, the dog fox, is an incredibly dedicated dad and partner. And that teamwork is absolutely crucial for survival. For the first few weeks, the kits are born blind and deaf, totally helpless. While the vixen is in the den nursing them, the male is out there doing all the work, hunting for her, and then, as the kids get bigger, for the entire family. It's a real partnership. And man, do they grow up fast. You're looking at a timeline here that takes them from this tiny 100-gram helpless fluffball to a fully skilled independent hunter in just 6 months. That's it. This incredibly rapid development cycle means their populations can rebound super quickly from any setbacks. Okay, so this all leads us to what might be the most complicated and interesting clue of all, their relationship with us, with humans. Because we are, without a doubt, their biggest threat. But also, and this is the paradox, we're a huge reason for their incredible global expansion. It is a total love-hate relationship. Let's start with the bad. In a place like Australia where they were introduced, it was an absolute ecological catastrophe. They wiped out countless native marsupials. They're literally on the official list of the world's 100 worst invasive species. That's not a great look. No, not at all. But then you look at the good side. In our own suburbs, they're providing free pest control, eating the mice and rats that can carry diseases like Lyme disease. They are absolute masters of living in the landscapes that we created. They've turned our world into their world. And that right there brings us all the way back to where we started this whole journey. Back to the mystery of the changing skulls. All of these clues, their insane adaptability, their eat-anything diet, their complex relationship with us, it all funnels down to this one incredible final reveal.
Okay, so here it is. Look at the two skulls. The rural fox has that longer, narrower snout. Why? It's built for speed, for snatching a fast-moving rabbit in an open field. But the urban fox doesn't need to chase rabbits as much. It needs a shorter, wider snout because that gives it more bite force. It's basic physics. That stronger bite lets it crush bones in a scavenged chicken carcass or literally tear through a thick plastic trash can to get to last night's dinner. The physical demands of the city are totally different, and their skulls, their bodies, are adapting in real time. And this pattern actually has a name. Scientists have noticed for a long time that as animals become domesticated, we're talking dogs, pigs, cattle, you name it, they tend to develop a whole suite of similar traits. Things like floppy ears, patchy coats, and yes, smaller brains and shorter, wider snouts. They call it domestication syndrome. Whoa! So you're telling me that by choosing to live right alongside us, by eating our garbage, the foxes are accidentally putting themselves under the exact same evolutionary pressures that turned wolves into poodles? They're essentially domesticating themselves. So to answer our big question, how did the red fox conquer the world? It did it by being the ultimate generalist, a surprisingly dedicated parent, and an absolute master at exploiting every single opportunity we humans create. So much so that our cities have now become these incredible evolutionary laboratories, literally reshaping this animal right before our very eyes. That's it for this deep dive. If you learned something new today, please hit that like button and subscribe to the Mammal Atlas channel for more wild discoveries. See you in the next episode.